Hello, my name is Kim and welcome to a timeless reading in which we are going to find out what it is that your spirit team wants to congratulate you on. So because this is a timeless reading, whenever you happen to be watching this video, the messages may still apply to you. That is, of course, if they are resonating. And whatever does end up coming up in the reading that you have selected or were drawn to could be things that may have already transpired or you are currently going through or will be occurring at some point in your future. Because your spirit guides may come through to congratulate you about something that you soon will be experiencing or that you are on your way to achieving and or accomplishing and so forth. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But with that being said, let us now take a closer look at the options. So there are 3 different groups to choose from. Group 1 is the mirror. Group 2 is the acorn. Group 3 is the birch trees. Please take a moment to meditate on the options, and whichever you are drawn to the most, then that will be the reading meant for you. And once you have selected, then please head on over to either the description box or the pinned comment in the comment section down below, where the timestamp that will allow for you to skip ahead to your selected group is provided. And if you are ready, then let us get started. Let's go. Hello, if you chose the mirror, bienvenidos to your reading. So what Spirit wants to congratulate you on is your willingness to self-reflect, your willingness to look back on the past, not with judgment, but with neutrality or a mindset of wanting to learn, wanting to better, wanting to not make the same so-called mistakes again. So you are someone who is wanting to improve. You are someone who is not shying away from taking a good, hard look at the mirror and being utterly vulnerable with yourself. Open, honest, and sincere. Be transparent. So with the mirror, there could be times in which you might be very critical of yourself, and it's because you guys are quite self-aware. And self-awareness, it's a beautiful thing. It's super helpful, especially when we are on a healing journey, when we are on a personal development journey. Yet, if we take self-awareness to its extremes, then we can become hyper fixated on every little thing. We can become very judgmental and critical of ourselves, where we are assessing, analyzing our every single move. And so I feel like in the past, there could have been a lot of nitpicking, a lot of maybe obsessing over things that you felt needed to be improved upon, you felt maybe at that time weren't good enough, or you thought were blocking you or hindering you in some way. And now I sense that you have reached a point or come to a place in which you can take a good look at yourself in the mirror, but without feeling this need to nitpick or to immediately start looking for what is wrong. Instead, you are able to take a good look at the mirror simply to self-reflect, to introspect, to check in with yourself. Ask yourself, hey, how's it going? How have you been? What's been working out for you lately? What's been fulfilling you? What has been helping for you to feel empowered? What is it that I have been doing lately that has been helping with you feeling at ease within your own body, feeling comfortable in your own skin, feeling good about yourself and proud of who you are? Tell me, what is it that I can do to help us more? And if there is something that I have been doing, thinking, or saying that has been hurting you in any way, or doesn't feel in alignment with the version that we are aiming to become, or who we truly are at the core, then let me know. Let us look into that right now and assess that. See how we can better this, improve this, or what is it that we need to let go of. So I'm seeing you being a lot more compassionate towards yourself, working with yourself instead of against yourself. You are coming from a space of actually wanting to grow and feel better, not from a space of wanting to meet some kind of expectation or mold yourself into a version of who you think you should be in order to obtain happiness or be and feel justified in receiving all of your blessings. Because I feel like in the past, there was a lot of, oh no, there are some things that I want, but I feel like I am not yet deserving of them because I still have so much to heal. I still don't look a certain way. I'm still not that version of myself that is deserving of the blessings or all of which that I desire or long for. So I first have to be that person, and then I can feel justified in wanting for what I want or in receiving my blessings. I will then feel deserving of it all. But now I feel you being in an energy where you're not really making those calls per se. You're more so being honest with yourself. Like, okay, if I am honest with myself, what is it that I'm truly desiring right now? Okay, so this is what I desire. Then I acknowledge that, and I will do my best with what I can to work towards that. And if it is meant for me, then it will be. And if there is something better, then I will not resist that. I will be open to that. I will be open to that which I need in order to prosper, in order to thrive. So I do see you being a lot more open and receptive. It's sort of like you allowing for your actions, for your own energy to speak for itself. Instead of a mindset of lack or unworthiness deciding for you what is it that you're deserving of and or not. The mirror is also making me think of you seeing your true reflection now. You seeing yourself with honest eyes, with unbiased eyes, and not through a lens of expectation of others or of society or of some kind of idea that you adopted at some point. Because it's making me think, although this might not be your specific case, it is making me think of like beauty standards, Beauty standards can sometimes blind us to our own beauty, because beauty standards tell us you will only be beautiful if you look this way. And if we adopt that kind of mindset, then when we look at our reflection, all we will look for is whether or not our reflection matches those beauty standards. Instead of just seeing our reflection as it is and acknowledging the beauty of it. Again, I feel like at this point you have released so many expectations that weren't really serving you, that were coming from notions, ideas of others, of what they perceive to be important, what they perceive to be relevant or significant. Because remember, everybody has different expectations, and our expectations often comes from what we think should be instead of what we actually uphold based on our standards, our values. So I feel like now you are in a space of integrity, of honesty, transparency, where instead of trying to meet an expectation that might not even actually be coming from you, you are doing your best to stay honest, stay true to yourself, and live a life, live accordingly with your own standards, with what you perceive to be important or is of importance to you as an individual, as a soul. And what just came through was you have now become your friend, your best friend. But let me move on to the cards now. The mirror is reminding me of Beauty and the Beast, the Disney movie Beauty and the Beast, more specifically the character Belle. So that movie may be of significance, or the character Belle could be of significance for some of you. Maybe you relate to her, or she is relatable to you in some way or the other. And Belle is meant to emphasize how beauty does not only exist in one's appearance, or is not only shown in one's appearance, but beauty can also exude from somebody's actions, intentions. So the mirror is making me think of an all-around beauty. You are an all-around beauty. And what Spirit is proud of is you recognizing that. And you maybe focusing more on emphasizing or highlighting your inner beauty, allowing for your inner beauty to show outwardly. So we have trust or caution with Scorpio and emotion, the key phrase, two hearts meet, and the message, you may feel trusting and ready for a heartfelt connection, or you may be feeling guarded, afraid to put yourself out there. Go slowly and have faith in yourself. Trust that you are the best judge of when it's safe to open your heart. So some of you could be a Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising sign, or it could be that very soon, or maybe currently you are dealing with someone who is a Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising sign, but that doesn't have to be the case in order for the messages to apply to you. That is if they are resonating. Because what I'm seeing here with Scorpio is that you have embraced an aspect of yourself that in the past you felt great shame about or resentment for. This is making me think of embracing your duality, or the fact that you are a multidimensional being. Integrating your shadow, not only embracing the light, but also embracing the shadow aspects that make you you. So this is making me think of wholeness, feeling complete, knowing that you are and have always been whole and complete. That it is when we start denying certain aspects of ourselves, that is when we begin to feel divided, or as if something is missing. And so with trust, I feel like because you have done a lot of the inner work, because you have taken the time to self-reflect, to really look at yourself, see yourself from all angles, now you have come to have a better understanding of yourself, of what lights you up, what fulfills you, what gratifies you, and what brings you down. You have come to have a better understanding of your different facets, of your different sides, your different personalities. How, yes, you can be extroverted and outgoing, but at times you can be shy and reserved. How sometimes you can feel low, but that doesn't mean that there aren't times in which you feel happy and go lucky. How there are some things that you are afraid of, but there are other things that even though you fear, you have no trouble facing head on. How, yes, maybe you are still dealing with insecurities, but that doesn't mean that you're not doing your best to face those insecurities. You are seeing that in your diversity, in your complexity, you are beautiful and whole and complete. That you were never meant to be one-dimensional, because you have always been multidimensional. And it's okay to be complex. And in knowing this, understanding yourself better, you have come to trust yourself more. It's like through an understanding of your complexity, of yourself, now you feel like you can trust yourself more. Think of it as knowing yourself as you would another that you spend a lot of time with. Think of yourself as a friend who you know quite well. You know your friends so well that you know when they are upset. And so you know that when they're upset, they might be biased in their opinion. And so you know not to take their advice or guidance way too seriously or to heart when they are upset, because they are coming from a biased point of view. And that's kind of like how you're approaching yourself. You know yourself so well to know when you are upset, when you are angry, when you are being biased, when maybe your interpretation of something is coming from a space of fear. And so knowing this, you understand what you need to do, how you need to approach yourself. It's like the knowledge that you have about yourself gives you the confidence to trust in you. Because, for example, you know not to be impulsive when you are being fearful, because that could lead to recklessness. And what else is coming through with this message of partnership, of connection, is that a lot of you could be ready or could be now open to entering into a committed relationship, to connecting with others. And with mirror, it's making me think of, at this moment, you are seeking partners not as a means to gain some kind of external validation, but rather to get to know someone, to get to know another individual. Because how it's coming through is that when we are in the phase of our journey in which we are wanting to get to know ourselves more, get a better understanding of ourselves, or when we are not fully, truly connected to ourselves, we can tend to attract people that do reflect some aspect of ourselves that we are running away from, so that we can see through others what we are unable to see in ourselves. For example, somebody sets the intention of, I want to get to know myself, or I want to know who I am. Who am I? And so because they have set that intention, that request into the universe, they start attracting people who reflect to them aspects of themselves. This is what is known as mirroring, attracting people who mirror you in some way. And oftentimes I feel this happens when one is going through a healing journey, when one is going through a journey of self-discovery. If you are aiming to discover more about yourself, understand yourself better, then everything is going to serve as a mirror to help you with that. But I feel like because you guys have done a lot of the inner work, you have chosen to take the initiative to go within and get a better understanding of yourself. Now who you are attracting are people who won't be mirrors. They won't be reflections of you. They instead will be a match to you. Because I'm thinking of a literal mirror. When you stand in front of a mirror, you see a reflection, but you can't reach out and interlink hands with that reflection. The glass stops you from doing that. There is a barrier that doesn't allow for real connection. Whereas when you come into alignment with a match, in the illustration of trust and caution, we do have two people merging, literally merging, right? There's nothing coming in between them. And so this makes me think of finding a match, merging with another. So you're entering into a space in which you don't need the world to reflect back to you who you are, because you already know who you are, or you now have a better understanding of yourself. And so what you're aiming for now is getting to know others. You're seeking for counterparts. You're seeking for a match. Someone that can teach you something new. Someone that could add to your life. Like, I already have an understanding of my inner world. I want to know what is out there. But I'm only seeking and allowing that which will add value to my world. Not take away from it. Add to it. Because with caution, I do see you being quite discerning. This message here is standing out to me. Trust that you are the best judge of when it's safe to open your heart. So I feel, again, you're trusting in yourself more. And this trust is what is allowing for you to be open and receptive to meeting new people, connecting with others. Because now you trust that you will know who is of you and who isn't for you. Who is here to add value to your life. Who is here to teach you, to help you grow. And who is here more like a distraction. And this trust is also allowing for new connections to come in, for counterparts to come in. And counterparts don't only have to be romantic, they could be platonic as well. So I do see you entering into new relationships, meeting people who are here to teach you, who are here to help you grow and transform as well. So we have the 9 of Cups. And we have the 2 of Wands in the reversal. So the 9 of Cups speaks of wish fulfillments, getting exactly that which you wanted. It speaks of satisfaction, feeling satisfied. So you're very clear as to what it is that you want. You're so clear about it that you know how to spot it in your environment. And the beaver here is making me think of creating, building. So I also see you being quite focused. You have a vision, and you are using that vision as a map or as a blueprint, as a plan to help you create, manifest, or bring to life that vision of yours. You have a goal, you have a purpose. You're getting clear as to what it is that you want to create, what it is that you want to achieve, what it is that you want to experience. And the clearer that you get on this, the more excited you become because you see for yourself how it is that you can start taking action now to bring what you want to life, to make it happen. Because the Two of Wands in the reverse makes me think of someone who is no longer waiting for life to happen for them. They're no longer waiting for just their blessings to come in. Instead, they're taking action. They're taking initiative. They're seeing what it is that they can do in the moment to bring about the changes that they want to experience, to meet their blessings halfway. So the Two of Wands in the reverse is making me think of someone who is trusting in themselves to create the life, the reality that they want to live and to experience. Someone who is trusting in themselves to be the leader, to lead. And you are leading with grace, and you are leading with excitement. You are eager to create. You are eager to take charge. You are eager to collect your blessings. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups. So I do see there being a partnership. There's definitely a partnership or a connection in the cards for you. So for those of you who have been manifesting, attracting, calling in a counterpart or a partner, you are very well manifesting it. And it's because you are ready. You are ready, or you feel ready to meet someone, to get to know another. There's no more hiding. I feel like in the past there was a lot of hiding. You were wary of showing your true face. Maybe some of you had this habit of reflecting back to others what you thought they wanted to see, of actually mirroring others, because you thought that in doing so, it would be easier for them to like you, or that will make you more likable to them. But now there's no need to do that. You don't feel any need to do that because you know that you are enough. And so you are eager to find someone who is as excited of getting to know you as you are as excited to getting to know them. You are eager to share your world with another. And the Two of Wands makes me think of, if you have been waiting to meet this said person, the wait is over. And trust that you will know who this person is or who these people are, because you will. The Nine of Cups makes me think that these people will tick a lot of the boxes. That's how it's coming through. They will feel like a dream come true, or be like a dream come true to you. Two whole, complete hearts are coming into alignment, are coming into union. And so with Mirror, what I see occurring here is that now you are coming into union, into alignment with people who mirror the state that you are currently in, which is one of wholeness and completion. These will not be individuals who are mirroring certain aspects of you. No, if they are reflecting something back to you, if there's something similar between you both, it will be that both of you are in the state of wholeness where you have come to accept yourselves, where you have integrated aspects of yourself that in the past you rejected, which in that rejection, division in the self was created. That's why we have, based on the illustrations, a lot of what appears to be mirroring, but not exactly. In the Two of Cups, we have two penguins who look very, very similar, but as you can see, the crown or wreath that is atop of their heads is quite different, which is creating a distinction between them, which is letting me know that these are two separate individuals, whole and complete within themselves, that are coming together, meeting eye to eye, ready to celebrate one another and share with each other what they have learned. Share with each other their cups that are full. Oh, and I don't know if you can see, I barely noticed, but emitting or floating out of these cups are like little stars. So that makes me think of magic and abundance, of love. These cups are full of love and magic. They are here to bless. They are here to offer, not to take. And what just came to mind was, you are here to share with the other your own sparkle, because you and whoever this may be are both sparkling. You're both shining bright. And like even in the Two of Wands, we again have this energy of two, which speaks of partnership. And we again have two objects or two beings that look quite similar, but not exactly the same. Two wands, but even though they are wands, they are completely different. Two flowers, but two different species of flowers, a lily and a rose. So yes, both of you, or if this is one individual, but I feel like this could be indicating more than one person that you will be coming into alignment or union with, you do share similarities. You are in the same state. But that's not to say that you are mirror reflections of one another, because there will be differences between you both. But these differences won't be ones that will create separation or division. Rather, it will create even more wholeness, diversity, more like depth. I hope this makes sense, what I've been trying to convey here, because I feel like it could be a bit confusing. If you want to look at it in a simpler way, if this person were to, or these people were to mirror or reflect something back to you, it will be the love, appreciation, and gratitude that you have cultivated through your healing. The acceptance, the readiness to comprehend and to understand, to grow, to evolve. And with the Nine of Cups, this is making me think of being now in this mindset and this energy of aiming for the best, not settling for less, not waiting to be shown that you are worthy of happiness and fulfillment and love, because you already know that. So I also feel like your spirit guides, they want to congratulate you on this beautiful union, on this beautiful partnership, because this is something that you have yourself reached for. This is something that with your inner work, with your willingness to do the work, to have faith in yourself, to trust yourself, to get to know yourself, to the point where now you can look at yourself in the mirror and not run away from what you see reflected back to you. All of this has allowed for you to now be able to see another as they are and not run away from that raw authenticity. Because partnership, love, and relationships, it's a commitment. It's a choice. The Two of Wands can speak of choice. And the Lover's card in the tarot, which can also speak of partnerships and divine unions, counterparts, also speaks of decisions and choices. And partnership, to be with someone, to be with someone, to get to know someone, to dive into somebody else's world. It's a choice. To see someone for who they truly are instead of projecting an idea onto them. Yeah, and even this illustration here seems like each head here, or each person here, is peeking into the other's inner world, getting a glimpse of their inner world, of their psyche. It makes me think of how we often crave to get to know another, to meet someone who is willing to open themselves up to us, be vulnerable with us. Yet, how often are we vulnerable with ourselves? How often do we allow ourselves to truly see ourselves for who we truly are? To not shy away from the good and what we perceive to be the bad and the ugly, but instead to see it all with love and compassion. And I feel like the reason why you are attracting these partnerships is because you have done that. You have seen yourself and embraced yourself. And now it's easier for you to see another and embrace another as they are. Yet I truly feel that who you are attracting are individuals who have allowed themselves this vulnerability, this transparency with themselves. So I do see a trusting, loving connection, relationship with another. And for some, this could be with multiple people. We could be talking about a romantic relationship plus platonic relationships. Or we could be talking about platonic relationships, business partnerships, creative partnerships, or about one specific connection, you coming into union with a specific someone. And I need to be careful here, because this is not to say that by this point you have reached some level of perfection. This is not to say that you aren't perfect and whole and complete as you are, yet it's more like I don't want to bring about this idea that by this point that you still won't have things that you would like to work upon, or that you will never experience anything again that will guide you to introspect and self-reflect, because you will. And the individuals that you are coming into alignment with, into union with, they will as well. What I'm seeing here is you entering into a state in which you are able to embrace that. Know that it's okay. It's okay if at times you're confused, if at times you feel upset, that it's okay if you don't understand things quite well, especially about yourself, new things that are surfacing up. Because this so-called confusion doesn't mean that there is something wrong with you or that you haven't done the healing or the inner work. Instead, it means that you are an ever-evolving being that is growing and is learning. And I feel that it is this acceptance that is beautiful, because this is allowing for you to see yourself as you are in this moment and not judge yourself, not think less of yourself because you struggle from time to time, because you deal with human emotions, because you are human. And it's in this acceptance where now you are able to see others as they are as well, without holding them up to very unrealistic expectations. Seeing that others like you are works in progress, because like you, there will be more about themselves that they will tap into and grow into. And so the people you are coming into union with are aware of this as well, and they hold compassion not only for themselves but for others and the journey that we as humans are all in. And that's why these partnerships are beautiful, because in these partnerships you are able to grow as you are, without feeling this need to pretend that you are this perfect version, or that you have to be this perfect version, or this idealization that isn't truly who you are. You can be yourself, allow yourself to be, and in being yourself, allow yourself to grow, to transform, to evolve. This is the kind of space these people you're coming into union are offering you, and this is the space that you are offering them as well. Like, let's learn from each other, but also let's learn together. Let's grow with one another. Let's grow together. But apart from partnerships and relationships, I do see you coming into alignment with what you would perceive as blessings. Because the Nine of Cups makes me think of gratitude, and it makes me think of fulfillment. You recognizing the blessings, and you actively choosing that which is of your highest good. You doing right by you. Because again, you're not settling for less. You're not here to self-sabotage. You're here to help you prosper, to help you shine, to help you grow. And the star here makes me think of the crown chakra. It makes me think of being in alignment with your higher self, with your intuition, with your inner knowing, allowing yourself to be guided by your inner being, by your inner truth, which again goes back to trusting in yourself. Trusting in yourself to do right by you and to be right there for you. So if there is something that doesn't end up working out, let's say, you won't admonish yourself for that. Instead, you'll simply observe and see what went wrong so that you can correct it. So it makes me think of no longer abandoning yourself, instead being there, right there by you. And that knowing of you having your own back is also what is giving you the confidence, the courage to take the reins, to be the leader of your own life, to take responsibility for your own decisions, your own actions, not fear responsibility, not fear being an active participant in the creation of your own reality, of your own life. I do want to share the guidebook message associated with this card, because the guidebook does come with journal prompts, which I feel could be helpful if you are wanting to introspect, self-reflect, or if you are someone who likes to journal. And it also gives us an insight about themes associated with the card, which I feel could be quite enlightening as well. So we have Scorpio. The symbol is scorpion, element water, modality fixed. The colors are maroon and black, and the planetary ruler is Pluto. The themes are transformation, union, magnetism, sex, passion, emotions, psychology, power, investigation, healing, mystery, forgiveness, shared resources. Actions are understand motivations, forgive, get close to another person. The journal prompts are Think about a transformative time in your life. How did you feel at the start, middle, and end of that experience? How do you know when it's safe to trust someone? What do you need that you're not getting now? Okay, so I feel you have come to forgive yourself and possibly even others who at some point you held resentment, anger, or there was some pain associated with them, or pain attached you to them. You have extended forgiveness, not to atone for others' misdeeds, but rather to release the attachment, to set yourself free, to bring closure and relieve yourself of the pain, the hurt. Because now looking at this illustration, it's making me think of soul retrieval and of integrating an old version of yourself. Because you are a culmination of all that you have experienced, of all your lives, let's say, the lives that you have lived in this single lifetime, right? Because we go through several deaths and rebirths in a single lifetime, several transformations. And also, if you believe in other lives, past lives, you are the completion, the wholeness, the culmination of all your lives, all the lives you have lived as a soul, that you have experienced as a soul, as an entity. But now I want to pull out some pre-written messages from the tin jar. And if you'd like, you can set an intention to receive a direct message from either your spirit guide, an archangel, your higher self, your future self, an ancestor, or the higher self of someone who is physically incarnated in this lifetime. So if you want, you could receive a direct message from the higher self of the person or the people that you will be coming into union with. So set your intentions as I am pulling out the pre-written messages. But if you would like to leave it open, then these will be messages coming from your spirit guides. Okay, so we have trust. Again, the word trust. So that could be an important key term for a lot of you, but I feel like that's the energy that you are currently in, or that you are coming into, one of trust, trusting in the unfoldment of things, trusting in yourself, trusting in your connection with the divine, with all that is, with the universe, trusting that what is meant for you will not pass you by, that what you are meant to create in this realm, you will create it in one way or the other. And we have music is the language of the universe. Music is the language of my soul. So your spirit guides may communicate or connect with you through music. That is how they send messages your way, or that is how they assist with you aligning with a certain frequency, because music, it does have a certain frequency to it. So yeah, pay attention to the kind of music that you are drawn to, because the kind of music you are drawn to can give you a lot of information about your current state, like what is going on within. If this makes sense to you, like what frequency you are currently in. Because if you think of the law of attraction states that you will attract not exactly what you want, but rather the state that you are in, the energy that you are in, what you are emitting. So it's the same thing. We are often drawn to, subconsciously, to that which matches what is going on within. Our beliefs, for example, our current mindset. And we have be, don't try to become, and this is a quote by Osho. Yeah, I feel like that's the energy you are now. You are allowing yourself to be. You're no longer trying to become an idea of what you think you should be or who you think you should be. You're not forcing anything upon yourself. Instead, you are allowing yourself to show you who you are. It's like a blossoming. You're blossoming, you're flourishing like a flower and revealing to the world and to you what was inside you all along, who you are at the core. And we have no with an exclamation mark. So if you had a yes or no question, or if you had recently inquired a yes or no question to the universe or to your spirit guides, then the answer to that yes or no question is no. And then we also have surrender. I want to go back to this message, be, don't try to become, because it is true that energy is malleable and fluid, and therefore it can change, it can transform. And so you are energy, and you can transform, you can shape and mold yourself. Yet, before you decide to transform yourself, it's important to first get to know who it is that you're transforming, who and what it is that you're working with. Allow yourself to be so that you can see yourself as you are right now. And then you can choose, consciously choose, who you want to transform into. What is it that you want to emphasize? What is it that you want to extend a little bit more love and care to so that it can flourish and blossom? And so you can also realize, once looking at yourself truly, whether who you see is actually someone that you do want to transform. But remember, everything grows, everything evolves naturally, organically. So there's no need to force anything. Allow yourself to be, and all will unfold as it needs to. You will know what is meant for you and what isn't. You will know what to trust and what to be wary of, or what to say no to. But I feel you understand this. You know this because you're already at this point. But these are all the messages that are coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and a huge thank you to all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to your spirit guides, your spirit team and spirit, for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. And I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you are watching this video. And until the next moment, bye bye. Hello, if you chose the Acorn, bienvenidos to your reading. So your spirit guides want to congratulate you on your most recent accomplishments, achievements, and or successes. And if you haven't experienced any of these yet, then this is a foreshadowing of what is to come. There is a long-term goal that you will be accomplishing, whether that is a goal that you are currently working on achieving or a goal that you will soon set for yourself. Yet your spirit guides do want you to know that from a small dream, or what you perceive to be a small dream, or even a short-term goal, something beautiful and grand will flourish. I get the feeling that a lot of you do not yet know or realize the potential of something that either you are currently working on, aiming to achieve, or an idea that you might have for like a future project or endeavor, or of a current skill that you possess or that you are starting to develop. Okay, but now let us move on to the cards. Whoa, those just flew right out of my hand. And we have investigation with Scorpio and Spirit, the key phrase, a bloodhound on the trail with the message, uncover secrets. There are times when you must ignore the obvious and track clues to find out what really matters. That might be trust, love, or connection. Feel the thrill of following an idea, inquiry, or emotional experience to its source. And we also have evolution with Virgo and wisdom, the key phrase, a seed pod catches the wind. And the message, a seed pod uses the wind to travel further afield and increase its chances of finding fertile ground. Evolution can be practical. Minor changes can add up. What small, useful habits can you put in place? Okay, so I'm sensing both a daring and a practical energy. And that's actually something that I was about to say, but I held back for whatever reason, which was that your spirit guides wanted to congratulate you on your daringness because again, you might not realize this yet, but you have or you soon will be taking a step that will lead you down a path that at this moment you never even fathomed or imagined you would be walking on. Because this is a path of, and this is going to sound cheesy, greatness. This is a path that is going to lead to so many opportunities. It is going to allow for you to grow beyond your wildest dreams. It could be grow as a person, as an individual, yet this may also be something like grow as a professional, as a creative, a creator, as an entrepreneur perhaps. Your skills will develop. You will be developing new skill sets. I see you meeting people from across the globe. I see you forming connections you never even imagined forming or having. We literally have the word evolution. And you know what the beautiful thing about this energy is, or at the very least I perceive it as beautiful, is that this evolution is going to seem at times so seamless or effortless. It will feel or be so organic that you won't even notice that you are undergoing major changes or transformations until way after, until you finally take a moment to sit down and look back and realize how far you have come, or see the difference between from when you started versus where you are at that moment in your journey. Because I do see you coming out of your comfort zone, yet coming out of your comfort zone won't be trouble, at least not most of the time. Because like I said, you won't even realize that that's what you're doing when you're doing it. It's almost this feeling of one thing will lead to another. You're literally the seed pod that has caught a wind and is being taken on a journey. And you're allowing yourself to be taken. You're not resisting. And the reason why you're not resisting is because in the moment that you're being carried by the wind, let's say, you don't even know it. You don't even realize it. That's why I mentioned that this feels so effortless, so organic. This message here is really standing out to me. Minor changes can add up. So you have been taking steps that have been leading up to something great. And you at this moment might be thinking, well, no, I haven't really made any drastic changes in my life. I haven't really done anything significant, anything grand. And your spirit guides are like, nope. In actuality, you have created quite a few changes. You might not see it as such because they're little changes that you have made here and there. But they are changes that are adding up and they are creating momentum. And your spirit guides are quite giddy about this. How to best convey what is coming through here. Okay, imagine someone playing chess. And this someone has only played this game a couple of times, so they are not an expert. But actual chess players, experts of the game, are watching this person play. And every move that the player makes, the experts gasp in awe. Because in actuality, the moves are that of an expert. They are moves that will completely turn the game in their favor. And the experts know this. And so that's why they are watching in awe and kind of anticipating the player's next move. But the player themselves, they're none the wiser. They think they're just making small, insignificant moves here and there, but they're actually getting closer and closer to winning the game. That's you, you're the player. And the experts are your spirit guides. And they're watching you make these badass moves, let's say, with awe and giddiness. Because they know how close you are to calling checkmate. To either achieving a goal, experiencing a major breakthrough, or creating something beautiful. So I wonder if you take a moment right now to think back on anything that you have recently done differently. Whether you can see how, yeah, that's actually something to be proud of. That's something to celebrate. For example, this could be something like setting boundaries, saying no instead of saying yes, or saying yes instead of saying no, standing up for yourself, advocating for you, standing up for others, perhaps, taking the time to analyze a situation before making some kind of decision or jumping to assumptions, or surrendering to the flow of things, focusing only on that which you can control in the moment, and letting whatever it is that is out of your hands simply be. Whether you have taken on new opportunities that do require for you to get a bit out of your comfort zone, whether you have been taking better care of your health, started new healthy habits, and as a result of that, let go of harmful or negative habits and tendencies, whether you have created new routines, because I do see that being the case with Virgo coming up in your reading. Virgo being associated with the 6th house in astrology, which is the house of the day-to-day routines, health. So with the Acorn and evolution, something else your spirit guides want to congratulate you on is on your growth. How much you have evolved, how much you have matured. You have learned a lot from previous experiences, or you are at a point in your journey where you are or you have learned many lessons. Because I will say with Scorpio, it could be that for a while you were repeating similar patterns. For a while you were going through or experiencing kind of the same situations because you had yet to learn the lesson. And so, to put it bluntly, you could have felt as if you were making the same mistakes over and over and over again. Or you were going through the same thing over and over and over again. But Scorpio, being the sign associated with the 8th house in astrology, which is the house of endings, death, and rebirth, it seems that you have learned the lessons. You have ended cycles, are no longer repeating patterns because you have learned the lesson. With a bloodhound on the trail, it seems like you can sniff, or that sounds wrong, but you can sense when something is off or when you are heading, let's say, in the wrong direction, because you at this moment have a better understanding of what isn't for you because you've been there before. I'm imagining someone saying to themselves, been there, done that, not going to do that again, not going to trip over that same stone again. I've learned my lesson. I'm going to redirect. And we do have a sun here in the background of the investigation card. And the sun often represents clarity, revelations, answers, exposure. So you are or you have gained clarity, or things are becoming a lot more clear to you. There's less confusion. And it's not because some magical force came in and bestowed you with clarity. You are gaining clarity because you are learning along the way. It's you who is making things clear for you. You are like a student taking notes and making sense of things, having a better understanding of yourself, what works for you and what doesn't, what you need to release and what you need to integrate. Because I do see that you have integrated new things, possibly into your day-to-day or your routines. You could have applied new methods, new techniques, new systems, and over time, after much adjustments, found the methods, systems, techniques, routines that work the best for you and give you the best results. And because we do have this energy of the wind, it does make me think of changes. And so it seems that there is mental flexibility where you understand that nothing is perfect per se and that things don't last forever. And so with that in mind, you are always open to change. So I will say that there is a stubbornness that you have let go of. And to be more specific, you have released the need to control or the need to hold on and make work that which in reality needs to be released Because with investigation, I see you being open to continuously learning, being open to continuously evolving, not getting stuck on old ways or way of doing things, ways of being. And investigation also makes me think of introspection, self-reflection. So your spirit guides also want to congratulate you on your willingness to self-reflect and introspect. You don't shy away from going within. From time to time, asking yourself whether something is working for you or if it isn't, whether you need to make adjustments, whether there is a lesson that needs to be learned, whether you are in the right or in the wrong, whether you need to correct something, be it in your behavior, in your mindset, in your approach to things. You are always seeking to grow and to evolve, and that's something your guides are so proud of you for. Because it's not as if you are trying to find fault with yourself or with how you are approaching things, how you do things. It's more that you are finding ways to better, to improve. So that lets me know that you do take the time to also acknowledge what is working for you. What is it that is making you feel good, empowered, and inspired? You are here to create a beautiful life for yourself and to keep yourself healthy and to keep yourself strong and to live a life that is full, rich, and abundant. You're not waiting for the answers to be given to you all the time by some external force. Instead, you are taking the initiative to go out there, explore, experiment, and live so that then through your experiences, you may become enlightened. And something else your spirit guides want to congratulate you on is in your willingness to see something through or to explore things further. Because with the acorn and with the message, feel the thrill of following an idea, inquiry, or emotional experience to its source, you are now taking action. You're not allowing for an idea that truly inspires you and excites you to just remain an idea. Instead, you are looking further into these so-called ideas. See what it is that you can do with them, what you can create, how you can bring them to life, make them real. And so because of this inquisitive mind and your willingness to take action, now there's a higher chance and likelihood of your ideas, your imaginings, your visions becoming reality. And the acorn being a seed, it is making me think of, again, ideas. So with investigation, you have become a lot more discerning. Instead of running with an idea immediately, now you're taking the time to discern. Does this idea, does this thought more like serve me? Where is it coming from? What does it inspire in me? If it inspires fear, what kind of fear, right? Because fear can be deceptive. We can become fearful of something that challenges us, that asks of us to get out of our comfort zone or confront certain insecurities of ours. And so if something scares you, instead of immediately rejecting whatever it is that frightened you, you are taking a moment to discern, but why does it scare me? Is it because it is challenging me in healthy ways? Or is it because in actuality, in reality, it is not of my highest good? It does not truly resonate with my morals and my values and my ethics. If it scares me simply because it is challenging me to get out of my comfort zone, face my insecurities, break free from a limited belief, then I do want to look into this further. Because what I'm striving for is to evolve, is to grow. Remember, Scorpio is all about transformation. And Scorpio does not shy away from doing the uncomfortable. Scorpio is willing to address that which would be perceived or seen as uncomfortable. Because what Scorpio seeks is for the truth, is for understanding, is for growth and transformation. So something else that your spirit guides are quite proud of is your ability and your willingness to be sincere and honest with yourself, to acknowledge when something does scare you, to acknowledge when fears insecurities, doubts is creating hesitation in you to acknowledge feelings that most people run away from or pretend as if they don't exist. Feelings such as anger, resentment, jealousy, envy. Because how can we heal? How can we grow if we never truly acknowledge that which is hurting, that which is creating resistance, blockages? And so you're not here to pretend as if everything is all right, as if everything is peachy perfect. You're okay with acknowledging the truth, the reality of things, and admitting when there is something that is hindering you, when there is something that is hurting, even if admitting this is uncomfortable, because you are willing, at least that's the vibe that I'm picking up here, which is that of someone who is willing to go through a momentary discomfort in order to achieve or experience relief later on. So to say it bluntly, you are not afraid of doing the inner work. And most importantly, you do not fear, run away, or look away from the truth. The truth does not scare you. The truth sets you free because it guides you. It allows for you to know where you are right now so that then you can make conscious decisions as to where you want to go next, as to what you want to do next. And I also wonder if some of you are currently on a spiritual journey or on a self-discovery journey, because I do get the vibe of somebody who is diving deep. They are raising questions, asking for the reason behind things. And it is through these questions, these inquiries, that they are learning so much about themselves and about what creates limitations in one, what keeps one from possibly realizing their fullest potential, what hinders somebody's growth, or maybe just their growth, your growth. You're gaining a lot of clarity, a lot of wisdom, spiritual wisdom as well. With the evolution card, again, because we have the element of air, wind, I do see you traveling. You could already have taken quite a few trips, especially abroad, but if not, there will be traveling in your near future. You will be stepping onto new lands, exploring foreign places. Some of you could even be revisiting certain locations, or you could at some point in your journey be called to visit your homeland. That is, if you weren't raised or grew up there. And I do see you getting to the bottom of something, because I did mention you ending cycles. For some of you, it could even be the case that it is you who will be ending generational cycles or patterns. You could be figuring out in this lifetime what is the pattern that members in your family have been repeating, and you could be finding or figuring out how to break this pattern. You could be the one to break the pattern. You could be the one to also help with healing or releasing generational trauma. And some of you might even help others with better understanding themselves, or with realizing the reason behind their behaviors, their own patterns. You're here to find answers. Get the answers. You're here to create change. And this might actually be a power of yours. The power to inspire transformation, to instigate in others the desire to introspect, self-reflect, go within, to reflect on their behaviors, to take a moment in order to ask themselves those deep, meaningful questions. Why? Why do I do this? Why do I feel inclined to react this way? Why am I following this belief? Does this serve me? Is this really a part of who I am? Or was I just made to believe that this is how I am and nothing I will do can ever change it? Because with evolution, something that your spirit guides are noticing is that your perspective is changing. Maybe in the past, you truly believed that people couldn't change, or that there were certain traits of yours that were innate, and no matter what you did, you couldn't change them. And now you no longer think this way. Now you see or believe or are starting to truly believe that people can change and or evolve. That is, as long as they want to, truly want to. You get to decide who you are and who you become. Okay, so we have the Four of Swords in the upright. And this one actually, okay, it fell on my lap, so. And we have the King of Pentacles in the upright as well. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Four of Cups. So the number 4 may be of significance. You could be a life path number 4, or maybe you were born on the month of April, or on the 4th of a month, or you may often see the number 4 or 44 or repeated 4s like 444. But only take that as some form of confirmation if it resonates and or applies. Because the number 4, to me, it indicates stability, foundations, protection, and healing. It is a number that often indicates grounding or being grounded. And with the King of Pentacles being an earth sign, the element of earth also denoting stability and being grounded, it seems that at this moment you are achieving stability in your life. It could be that you yourself are feeling a lot more stable, mentally stable. You might feel like you have a better footing, a better understanding of yourself, perhaps, or of a situation that in the past created a lot of confusion. Because I am sensing contentment. It's as if that which used to worry you, used to keep you up at night, no longer concerns you. You have released so much of that which used to stress you out or create a lot of feelings of anxiousness. The King of Pentacles is making me think of structure, healthy routines. So once again, it could be that you have found a routine, a system that works for you, that helps create stability and or brings structure into your life. I see you being a lot more at ease because you feel like you have a better handle on things, especially things that in the past used to stress you out or felt like they were out of your control. The Four of Swords being a card that often indicates rest, recuperation, introspection, slowing down. I do see you being a lot more at ease and at peace. There is less mental chaos, a lot more mental clarity. It's as if your mind is no longer entertaining junk. Your mind is clear on what is important, on what merits attention. So you have become a lot more focused. You know where to put your focus and attention to in order to get the best results or in order to have you feeling good and at peace. So I want to say that you are a lot more in control of where your attention goes to, even when you get bored. Because when we get bored, our mind tends to wander. And so even when your mind is wandering, you still have a say on what your mind gets hooked on or not. So there could be a passing thought in your mind, but just because the thought is passing doesn't mean that you have to get hooked on it. Grab and hold on to it. Because in the Four of Cups, we can see how there's this hand offering this cup. So just because something is offered to you, just because there is a passing thought doesn't mean that you have to accept it. Doesn't mean that you have to engage with it. I feel like that's something that you're realizing or you have come to realize. And this realization has made a huge difference or will make a huge difference in your life because you're realizing that you have the power to say yes, to say no, to accept and to reject. You get to choose what to nurture, what to grow. You get to choose what to entertain, what to engage with, what to invest on. You call the shots. And the King of Pentacles does often represent someone who is successful, financially wealthy, well off. It often represents an entrepreneur, a business person, someone who is self-employed, financially independent. and someone who is quite stable, grounded, practical. So I do see you creating something of your own. And as mentioned previously, you will be achieving a long-term goal of yours, and you will be experiencing accomplishments. You will be seen or perceived as a successful person. And that could be because maybe you have made a name for yourself. You are quite accomplished in your career, in your profession or occupation, line of work. It could be because you have achieved whatever it is that you had set your mind to achieving. It could be because you have acquired a significant amount of wealth, riches, or it could be because you are living a beautiful life. People see that you are content, that you are happy, that you are faring well. And because of this, others will see or perceive you as being successful in life. So I want to say you're doing a pretty good job. And if you are worried about yourself, your future self or your spirit guides want to say to you, don't worry. You're doing well and you will continue to do well because you're here to succeed. And again, remember, succeeding can mean many different things. You won't let yourself down because I see you being disciplined and committed. You are coming through as a leader. Therefore, you are taking full responsibility of your life. You are applying yourself where you need to and doing your best. Never half-assing anything that you care about and want to see grow and flourish. This type of attitude and energy is what will and is guiding you to victory and success. You are not waiting to receive permission to do what it is that you need to do for you to be well and healthy. You are simply doing it to the best of your capabilities. You're finding your way. And what I mean by that is you're finding your way of doing things. You're finding what approach works best for you, because I get the feeling that you are someone who is not a follower. We literally have a king in your spread. You are a leader. You are someone who is here to create change, as mentioned before. And so you could also be someone who is here to create newness. So if you have tried other people's methods, their 10 steps to success, and it hasn't worked out for you, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because their way of doing things, it's simply not your way. And that's something that you're realizing, that it's not a one-size-fits-all. What worked for another might not work for you, and what worked for you might not work for another, and that's okay. Doesn't mean that you're right and they're wrong, or vice versa. It just means that there's differences. There's variety in the world. There's diversity. So instead of trying to follow in somebody else's footsteps, what you're doing is you're taking information from different places. You're learning from your own experiences, and you're creating something very unique that works for you. And when we are creating something from scratch, per se, it might take us a little bit more time to see the end results of it than if we were to be following a recipe, something that was already done, right? Because if we're creating something from scratch, we will be experiencing trial and error. So if you feel like things are taking a little longer for you, or like it's taking you a little longer to figure something out in comparison to others, let's say, again, it's not because you're doing something wrong. Rather, you are staying committed to doing right by you. You're not settling for less. This might sound harsh, but how it's coming through with the Four of Cups is that you don't want mediocrity. You want what's best and right for you because you want to feel good. At least that's the vibe I get from the King of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. So you're not afraid to say, hey, this doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me, or it kind of works for me, but it isn't giving me what I'm wanting. And so I'm choosing not to settle for this. I'm going to continue searching. I'm going to continue investigating, looking, maybe developing this until it gets to the point that it actually feels right for me. And the Four of Cups does make me think of not feeling an emotional resonance to something that you are pursuing, doing, or working on, or focusing on. And so with the King of Pentacles, it seems that now you have become set on pursuing, doing, or working on that which does emotionally fulfill you. I get the feeling that a lot of you are realizing that it's very important for you to be emotionally invested in what it is that you are working or focusing on. If there isn't emotional investment, then it might become quite difficult for you to actually stay focused or stay engaged or to give it your all. Or it could be that when you are not emotionally invested in that which you are focusing or working on or possibly even studying or pursuing, that is when you face the most challenges, the most difficulties. That is when you see the less progress, when you experience the most blockages, or you do feel as if things are moving very, very slowly or not moving at all. Because it could be that you come up with the best ideas when you are emotionally invested, when something does excite you, thrill you, or that's when you do give it your all. And so if you're not emotionally invested, you might not feel inspired to actually expand on the thing, to help it reach its fullest potential, to help it go further, grow bigger than its original state. Yeah, because of this, I do see you now setting off to pursuing that which you are emotionally invested in. I did mention how you are taking better care of your health. And with the King of Pentacles and the Four of Swords, because of your willingness to look after you, your physical well-being, you will be seeing a major improvement in your physical health. I'm seeing improvements in both your mental and physical health. I see you having a better relationship with your body, and what came through in specific, having a better relationship with food. It seems that you are now giving yourself, your body and mind, the time it needs to recover properly on a day-to-day basis. So you might be getting more than enough hours of restful sleep. Your quality of sleep or sleeping patterns may have improved immensely. You could also have found a nice work-life balance, where now you are appreciative and accepting of the days meant for work and productivity, as well as the slow days meant only for relaxation and fun. The acorn is making me think of commitment and settling down. So if one of your dreams in life or long-term goals is to settle down somewhere, you will be settling down somewhere that you feel safe and at peace in. You could be settling down somewhere that is surrounded by nature, in nature, or that is close to a location in which nature grows in abundance. So you could be living near a forest, maybe a meadow, somewhere near a lake or the sea, the ocean. What else is coming through is that if you don't already, you soon will be receiving passive income from something that you yourself created or started. So this could be like a business, this could be like a project. The pentacle made me think of royalties. So some of you could be getting royalties from content, creative work that you yourself created or maybe helped to create. But you will be experiencing financial stability. The King of Pentacles makes me think of having no concerns about money. Like when it comes to expenses, money, everything is taken care of. You don't have to worry about that. It's no longer a concern. With the element of wind and the King of Pentacles, it's very likely that you will end up settling down somewhere that is far away from the place that you either were born in or grew up in. So you might end up relocating. And for a lot of you, it's very likely that you will end up relocating overseas. Because I do see you ending up somewhere across the globe, across the world, somewhere quite far away from where maybe you are currently located or from the place that you were born or grew up in. I do see you creating some kind of legacy. And it could already be that you are on your way to creating this legacy. You are on your way to creating something very, very stable, something that will be long-term. It may even have the potential to be passed on or to serve future generations. So I'm thinking of a family business that could be passed on to your children or to the future generations in your family. But it could also be that you are creating something that will end up serving, in general, future generations. I'm also thinking of like an artist, let's say a musician, who creates a song that will not only be listened to by their current generation, but also by future generations. Right? So that was just an example, but that could be the case or sort of the case for some of you. So you have or you will be accomplishing so much in more than one area of life. You will understand that, yes, you can give a different definition, meaning to success, because you will be experiencing more than one kind of success. You will be feeling successful in more than one way. And your spirit guides simply want to congratulate you, on the life you have chosen to live for yourself, on what you have chosen to do for yourself, and on your willingness to grow, to evolve, and to see beauty and create beauty in this world. Because I do get the strong feeling that you guys are realizing that you are meant for greatness, or you are getting set on being great or creating greatness in your life. Because you will be inspiring many, or you will be feeling called to help others. And this will vary and differ. Some of you may feel called to help communities, volunteer. Some of you could end up being a philanthropist. You could already be a humanitarian, an activist, or you could choose a career path and occupation that allows for you to directly help individuals, like become a doctor or a nurse practitioner, therapist, a counselor, or an energy worker. You could choose to become a veterinarian and help animals, an environmentalist. You could choose to become a scientist, or you could already be a scientist aiming to aid and help create major breakthroughs in the field of medicine, creating cures for illnesses, ailments, discover new ways to help create sustainable living, things like that. So again, it will vary and differ, but whatever it is that you will end up choosing to do, I feel like whether it be intentionally or inadvertently, it will end up helping many, helping people, helping nature, helping animals, helping souls ascend perhaps, but you are here to create change. And the beautiful thing about this is that you are creating positive change by simply being you, by you pursuing that which you feel drawn to, by you staying true to you, not settling for less, doing right by you, and also doing right by others. And what I mean by that is you're treating others with civility and compassion. That doesn't mean that you won't have your boundaries and that you won't stand up for yourself, because remember, I mentioned that you will, or that you are starting to. Yet, you're choosing the path of love and kindness. And that is serving you in so many ways, creating so much growth and abundance in your life. Because, it's often said that what you emit, what you put forth, is what you will receive in double or in quadruple. And what you are setting forth or putting forth out into the world is love and kindness. And love is an energy that brings forth abundance. But I do want to now pull out some pre-written messages from the tin jar. And if you like, you can set an intention to receive a direct message from either your higher self, your spirit team, a spirit guide in specific, ancestors, loved ones who are currently on the other side, or the higher self of someone who is currently physically incarnated in this lifetime. Oh, by the way, your spirit guides, they do want to congratulate you on your recent engagement or commitment to a significant other. And if you haven't recently gotten engaged or married, then this could be a foreshadowing of what is to come. So very soon you could be settling down with somebody. You could be entering into a committed relationship with a life partner. The expression that just came to mind was, the wait is over. The wait is over, yeah. But let's see. We have, the word happiness is too vague, but I hope you find life worth living every day. And this is a quote by the artist, songwriter, Kim Han-bin. And we also have not yet. So if you were inquiring about the timing of something, your answer to that is not yet. And then we have go for it. Okay, a bit contradictory, but maybe you were inquiring about two different things. If you had something in mind when I was unfolding this little message here, then the answer to that will be not yet. And if you had something else in mind when I was unfolding this message here, then the answer to that will be go for it. Or this may be indicating that you will know when to take action because you will feel inspired to do so. So if at this moment you are hesitating, that in and of itself could be an indicator that it's not time yet to not take action yet, because when it is time to go for it, you will know. There will be no hesitation. You will just be doing it. Which is kind of the energy I was picking up on before. Like, you're already doing the thing, setting things in motion, getting out of your comfort zone without you even realizing it. Because it just feels so natural. It just feels like the right thing to do. It feels right to you. And we also have, it is in listening. It is in silence that listening occurs. So this makes me think of going within, listening to your intuition, getting guidance from your own intuition, your own inner knowing, understanding that you have the answers. So this may also be hinting at that your trust in yourself is growing and deepening. You are trusting in yourself more and more, especially in your intuition or in your ability to discern what is coming from your intuition. And we also have a quote from the animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender, which goes, "Some friendships are so strong they can even transcend lifetimes." So this may be indicating that soon you will be coming into union, or you will be developing a relationship with someone who you have shared other lives with. Yeah, and I want to go back to this quote. The word happiness is too vague, but I hope you find life worth living every day, because I feel like some of you are releasing the notion of obtaining happiness, or you are letting go of this need to find the recipe for happiness or to obtain something with the belief that that very thing is what will make you happy or create happiness in your life. Instead, now you are focusing on creating a life that you feel happy with, that you find worth living. And you're doing this every day because you're realizing that every moment counts. Every day is a new opportunity to start anew, to create something new, to see things from a different perspective, to plant seeds. There's a movie that is coming to mind, which I would recommend for you to watch if you haven't watched it already. It is a beautiful movie with a beautiful message. And the title of the movie is About Time. So the movie in itself may be of significance, or there may be a specific message in that movie that might be a relevance and or assistance to you at this moment, or that might serve as some kind of confirmation. Things I want to point out. Acorns, trees, oak trees might be of significance. The moose is making me think of Canada. So some of you could be Canadians, or you might be settling down, visiting or relocating to Canada. That could be the case, but doesn't have to be the case for every single one of you. Bloodhounds might be of significance as well, but it could also be that some of you were born in the year of the dog, or someone who was born in the year of the dog may be playing a significant role in your life. Donkeys, they do make me think of horses, so also the year of the horse might be of significance. Otters may be a spirit or power animal of yours, or an animal totem. And wings, images, symbols, illustrations of winds could serve as some kind of sign or could be of significance for you as well. And because we do have Scorpio and Virgo, you could be a Scorpio or a Virgo sun, moon, or rising sign, or someone who is a Scorpio sun, moon, or rising sign, or who has these signs in their 4th or 2nd house or 7th house may be of significance. Or it could be that this upcoming Virgo and or Scorpio season will be important or pivotal times in your life's journey, in which you might be experiencing some major breakthrough or a very important milestone in your life. Okay, but these are all the messages that are coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance and clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and a huge thank you to all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to Spirit, your spirit guides, for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. So thank you so much, Spirit. And I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you are watching. And until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello, if you chose the birch trees, bienvenidos to your reading. So it seems like your spirit guides want to congratulate you on some kind of new start, new beginning. You were drawn to the birch trees and they do signify rebirth, but also when meditating on the energy of this group, the words rejuvenation and fresh or refresh came to mind. And I did experience something quite peculiar, which was the taste of fresh water. And when I experienced this taste, what I saw, or more like what I heard in my mind, was a spring. So this makes me think of purification, cleansing, of a clean slate. So your energy is coming through as renewed, as having been recently purified or been restored to its natural essence. So I wonder how it is that you are feeling at this moment, if you yourself currently feel different, as in with less on your mind, more clear-headed, with more energy, or just simply energized, healthy, or if currently you do feel the opposite of that, almost as if you're going through the ringer, like you haven't had a good night's rest. You feel a bit sluggish, your mind a bit foggy, or even a bit rattled. Because if that is the case, it could be that at this moment you are purging, you are releasing, going through this purification in order to reach this state of clarity, renewal. It seems that either you have alchemized or you're currently alchemizing energy that was creating stagnation, blockages, or confusion. I'm being reminded, or I'm being shown, a brook or a river, and the river can't flow seamlessly because there is muck that gets in the way, that creates blockages. But as soon as the muck is removed, then the river is able to flow again, and the water becomes clear as it's able to do so. So either you're now this river that is flowing seamlessly, the water's clear and fresh, or you are currently in the process of removing any muck that is preventing you or your energy from flowing seamlessly and smoothly, and from it being clear. Interesting. Okay, but now I'm going to move on to the cards. By the way, the birch tree may be of significance for some of you. Birch trees, like most plants, they do have healing properties. So if you do feel called to look at what are some of the healing properties of the birch tree, I do recommend for you to do so, because maybe there might be something about the birch tree's healing properties that could serve you or help you at this moment. Perfect. So we have Uranus with change, the key phrase tumbling down a hill, and the message, let yourself be carried by forces beyond your control. Experience exciting new ideas and perspectives. Innovate and find your inner rebellion. What unique approach can you offer that no one else could? Yes, so I feel like this is what you are currently undergoing or what you have allowed to occur, change. Because with tumbling down a hill, and then in the illustration having this person literally tumbling down a hill with their arms raised, it makes me think of surrendering, letting go, releasing control just for a moment in order to allow for things to unfold, in order to allow yourself to be guided exactly where you need to be in order to start your next adventure, the next chapter or even era of your life's journey. So it seems that your spirit guides or universe, they do want to congratulate you on your ability to release control every now and then, to allow for things to unfold, to allow yourself to be carried by forces beyond your control, and not fear change, because change is inevitable. Whether we instigate it or not, it is bound to happen. And so oftentimes when we face the most difficulties or when we struggle the most, it is when we are resisting changes, the natural course of things. And again, with this person here throwing their hands up, almost as if they're going wee, as if they are enjoying a ride, it is making me think that at this moment, or when you do start experiencing these changes, instead of being fearful or hesitant, you will be feeling quite excited, almost eager. It makes me think of someone who has been waiting for these changes, for these transformations. And something that was coming up with the birch tree before I pulled out this change card was the energy of youthfulness, which is why I mentioned rejuvenation. So either you're getting your spark or your spunk back, or you have a whole new approach to life. Because I see you being quite daring, or more so not shying away from the unknown or turning away from it. The expression, the world is your oyster, is coming to mind. And that's the energy I'm picking up on of someone who believes, truly feels that the world is their oyster, that they still have so much to discover, so many places to see, so many people to meet. So you could literally be entering into this phase of your life where you do believe and feel like the world is your oyster. Like you're ready to take the world by storm. It's making me think of someone who has recently graduated university or college or school, and they're eager to step into the world to make a name for themselves or to start creating, or as mentioned previously, take the world by storm. Like anything is possible for them. But if you're not literally a student who has recently graduated from school, still I see you being in or entering into this energy of, yes, anything is possible. And I will say, it does make me think of like going back to that youthful, energetic, enigmatic spirit, which is why I mentioned some of you possibly getting your spark or your spunk back. And with rebellion, it seems like you have recently or currently you are being released from, or you are releasing yourself of something that was quite limiting or was limiting you in some way, was kind of draining you or killing your spirit is how it's coming through, or was attempting to blow out your inner flame. I'm now being reminded of the animated movie Spirit, Stallion of the Chimeran, I believe that is the title. The horse, Spirit, was wild and free, and someone did try to tame them, to break their spirit. But no matter how much they tried, they never could. They got close, but they never actually could. Because this horse was meant to be free, always. It was their true nature. And With change, it feels like you're going back to your true nature. Some of you could literally be quite a rebellious spirit, but what I'm sensing more here is free-spiritedness. So not only do I see you experiencing change, but I see you wanting to create change. And this could be create change in your own life in some way, create change in your environment, make literal changes in your life. But it could also be something like wanting to change a system, wanting to bring forth change into an industry, wanting to create some kind of change in the world, wanting to make a positive impact. Uranus, for whatever reason right now, it just made me think of a startup. Some of you could actually be now thinking about founding a startup, kickstarting a business. Also, what just came to mind as an example was an app, an application, or a program. Some of you might be programmers, software engineers, but I do see you being innovators, or you soon will be an innovator, where you are coming up with ideas, thinking of new ways, new systems, new methods. You are challenging a system. You are challenging the old ways, or you are challenging others to think outside of the box. Maybe take a sideways approach. Maybe be daring and mix the old with the new. Because I see you being daring. It's like things that used to hold you back or used to scare you or intimidate you, they no longer do. They don't have the same impact, the same power over you. It's as if you have been reborn, or you are being reborn, breaking out of a shell. And what I just heard in my mind, someone thinking to themselves, why should I play small? Why should I play it small? Why? Why hold myself back when there is so much potential? There is so much to do or so much that I want to do. Why wait for some other time when I can start creating, when I can start building, when I start taking that first step right now? The movie Wanted just came to mind, and more specifically the scene in which he, in a way, in his way, quits his job. And in that moment, it's sort of as if he breaks free, like he's reborn. He removes some invisible chains that were tying him down and making him feel as if he were imprisoned by some unforeseeable force. When in reality, he had the key all along. He had the power all along to break free, regain his independence, regain his freedom. And again, I'm being drawn back to the movie Spirit. So, with change, it could be that some of you have recently let go of something, or you have moved on from something that was, again, depleting you of your energy, or wasn't allowing for you to grow, wasn't allowing for you to shine. Because now I am thinking of outgrowing something. So maybe for some, it was or it is the case that you had or have outgrown an environment, a situation, and you have been feeling how you have sort of like Alice in Wonderland, when she literally grows in size, that she is no longer able to fit inside that little house. Her arms are sticking out of the windows, and I think her head is sticking out of the chimney or something like that. So you're feeling how there are actually walls around you, and now you're hitting them. Like you can't stretch out, you can't move because you're so restricted. Where you are, where you have been, has become too small for you. With change, it seems that you are coming to the decision, or you have come to the decision to move on. Find something that best suits you right now, that does allow for you to stretch out, that does allow for you to move, explore, experiment, that gives you freedom to express yourself or to create, or that does challenge you in new and healthy ways, allowing for you to grow, allowing for you to achieve breakthroughs, especially mental breakthroughs. Because with Uranus, I am getting that you are someone who brings something new to the table, always. And so it could become quite frustrating for you when you aren't given the instrument, the resources in order to create something new. When something has become monotonous or repetitive, or doesn't challenge you or stimulate you mentally, creatively, possibly even emotionally. And if you aren't already in this energy, I do see you stepping into an energy where you are always up for a new challenge. Like you don't see challenges as a burden, but rather as something fun, sort of like a ride, like something that you are meant to overcome, a clue that you are meant to figure out, a code that you are meant to decode, something along those lines. I'm getting the energy of a detective, of a scientist, of a creative, an explorer, adventurer. But we have the Six of Pentacles in the reversal. Ooh. Let me try this again because a bunch of cards just flew out. And we have the Knight of Swords in the reversal. And for the card at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Wands. So the Six of Pentacles in the reversal speaks of a lack of reciprocity, feeling like an exchange is imbalanced. So I wonder if at this moment some of you are feeling undervalued. You are sensing that something isn't quite right, that there is a lack of balance or a lack of reciprocity in a situation. Again, the Six of Pentacles makes me think of being drained by something. And then we do have the Ten of Wands. And this can speak about burnout, working way too hard, giving it your all, carrying way too much at a time, having a lot of responsibilities or very important responsibilities, having way too much on your plate, feeling a huge burden on your shoulders. So it may be that you have been carrying on your shoulders way too much. Some of you might have been overworking yourself, or you might have felt like you were giving and giving and giving, but again, you weren't seeing much in return, like rewards or maybe even recognition. Or this could even be like, yes, you were giving to something, but there was no gratification coming from it. There was no sense of fulfillment. And so I feel like this is what is changing for you. This is what you want to bring changes in. Because I do see someone wanting to be fulfilled by what it is that they do. And you know, with this energy of tumbling down a hill, it makes me think of something being effortless. So I wonder if some of you have recently released the idea that things have to be difficult. That you have to work and work and work with little to no reward. That it has to be that way. I wonder if that is what is changing for some of you, that mindset. Because I was going to say with the Ten of Wands, I do sense that you don't mind being a hard worker. You don't mind putting in the effort, doing the work. Yet, what might not make sense to you is working just to work. If you're working towards something, there must be a reason. There must be a goal. And what I'm sensing from change is one of those reasons has to be some kind of fulfillment. Or this could be the new mindset that you're stepping into. That one of the reasons has to be, it's like a non-negotiable now. It has to be some kind of fulfillment, excitement, some kind of thrill. What you do, it has to be meaningful to you. It has to have a purpose. So again, it could be that what you're setting yourself free from is a mindset that up until now, it has created a lot of inner conflict, or hasn't really allowed for you to enjoy what it is that you do, enjoy what it is that you're truly passionate about, or live life the way that you would truly want to live it, or that hasn't allowed for you to take charge. Because in the Knight of Swords, we have a husky. And huskies, I always see them as free-spirited. They have such a youthful and playful and even kind of rebellious energy to them. They always make me think of teenagers. You know, that kind of phase where one questions everything, questions the old ways, old systems and methods and beliefs. And because they are not satisfied with simply being told what to do without there being a reason as to why. They want to know why they should follow the rules. Why are these rules even meaningful? Why, if they don't even make sense? They're too old-fashioned, or they are limiting, restrictive. So a lot of you are reaching for your independence, or you are in a way taking your power back, or you are breaking yourself free from something that you've never really understood. Maybe you followed it because everybody else told you to follow it. Everybody else told you that was the way things were, the way things have always been. So it could be that you are releasing yourself of others' expectations of you. You are no longer trying to meet others' expectations or to fulfill other people's dreams. Instead, you are now aiming to achieve your own goals and make your own dreams a reality. And it doesn't matter if you have to put effort or if you have to maybe start all over. Because what matters is that now you are working towards something that you actually want to be working towards too. Now, if you're deciding to climb up a mountain, it will be the mountain of your choosing, not the mountain that somebody else has chosen for you. This will be your victory, not the victory of another. So it seems like Spirit is quite proud of you for choosing to either rebel or more so choosing to stand up for yourself, choosing to break free. Most importantly, choosing to question old systems, question old methods, old way of doing things. Not simply follow along, but take a moment to stand your ground, to ask, but why? Where did this come from? Is this actually the only way? Is this the best way, the best approach? Is this the best option for me? Because I don't want to follow along just because. So you are a free thinker. You are formulating your own opinions through you simply questioning, wondering if there is a better way, an alternative way. Because even the Knight of Swords is quite rebellious. The Knight of Swords can be quite assertive, and oftentimes the Knight of Swords can be seen as reckless because they are not afraid to take charge, because they are not afraid to go out there and explore and discover. So I see you being quite curious and taking some kind of leap of faith. Like I said, some of you could be starting something, because what came through at some point, but I totally got distracted and forgot to mention it, was that your spirit guides, they wanted to congratulate you on your new venture, on your new enterprise, on your new project. So it also seems like you are now allowing yourself to be more creative, because I do see you coming up with a lot of ideas. It makes me think of someone who has unlocked something in their mind, like unlocked their potential. Like there's no more restrictions, there's nothing limiting them, and so they're going all out with their imagination. They are thinking outside of the box. They are experimenting, becoming curious. And I'm even picking up on a hunger, like a hunger for more, a hunger for knowledge, for creating, for inventing, exploring, tinkering. And the Knight of Swords, when in the reversal, can be quite impulsive and reckless. So what is coming through here is that you're no longer waiting. It's like you're not waiting for permission to get out there, to learn something new, to explore, to expand on something. And because we do have this energy of tumbling, it is making me think of momentum. So I do see something picking up pace, but it's more like I see you going pretty fast. You're so eager, you're so excited that, as mentioned previously, you want to take the world by storm. You want to try all of the things, do all of the things, pursue something head on without any breaks, dive deep into something, like plunge into it more like, without first testing the waters. So this excitement is beautiful, and I feel like it's going to reap you many rewards, because you are giving way to several new beginnings by being in this energy of exploration, experimenting, and being curious. It's just remember to practice caution, to maybe hit the brakes every now and then, just to assess your situation and your environment. Although I'm a bit hesitant to say that, because I feel like this energy is meant to be one of just going for it. Kind of like throwing caution to the wind, because that sort of feels like what your soul or your spirit has been desiring. To not be overly cautious. Instead, just going for it. Taking those leaps of faith. So I guess the parent in me, and based on the cards, wants to advise for you to at times slow it down and not get too carried away or get carried away by the moment. Remember to use your discernment, be logical about things. Yet, honestly, I feel like you will know what is best for you. You will know, because I feel that for you guys, it is the case that for the longest time you have been way too cautious. You've always outweighed your pros and cons. You've always been careful. And so maybe that's why we have this energy of change. And with Uranus, it seems like it's a very drastic change where you're now doing the complete opposite, because that's what you need in order to actually break free of something, to not plan ahead, to be a bit impulsive. Or maybe instead of being impulsive, it's more like taking inspired action. Taking action when you genuinely feel inspired to do so, when the moment calls for it, when you feel called to take action, when you feel called to say no or yes to something. Because again, I'm being reminded of the movie Wanted, on how he quit on the spot. And that's kind of the scenario I'm seeing here, like someone just deciding one day enough is enough. Or deciding one day, yep, today's the day that I'm going to found my startup or invest in a business. Today's the day that I'm going to pack up and travel because that's what I always wanted to do. Or today's the day that I'm going to relocate. That's it. I've made up my mind. So this could be, with the birch tree, a change that is happening. It feels like almost overnight, something that is happening in the moment. You're making up your mind in the moment and you're not looking back. And actually, I did notice that beneath the Ten of Wands, we have the Eight of Cups, which literally indicates leaving something behind and not looking back. And then we have the Three of Swords, which can indicate endings. Then the Five of Cups can also indicate letting go, releasing. And then after this energy of like releasing, letting go, mourning what has come to an end, we have a new beginning with the Ace of Wands, and then another beginning with the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Wands speaks about inspiration, vitality, passion. The Ace of Pentacles speaks of beginnings in career, new foundations, new jobs, new projects, a new life's work. And with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, this makes me think of a new passion project, a new purpose. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which indicates hard work and dedication, aiming to achieve some kind of goal. And then we have the Magician, which speaks of being a leader, taking a leadership role, the energy of a creator. And the Magician is the number one major arcane of the deck. The number one, again, like the Ace, speaking of new beginnings, leadership, assertion, initiative. So yeah, with 10 here, 10 being the number of endings, completion, conclusion, closure, it seems like you are indeed ending a cycle. You are choosing to bring something to an end. You are saying goodbye to old ways of doing things, old ways of being. You are saying goodbye to something that you have been a part of for a long time, possibly something that you have worked for or worked on for quite a long time, something that you've been pursuing for quite some time. This could also be like an ideology, an idea, a belief that you've held for a really long time. You're letting go of that because you have realized after some time this has now become a burden, or that it has always been a burden, that in actuality you have always struggled to uphold this. And now you're coming to this realization that what is truly for you doesn't have to be an uphill battle. And that doesn't mean that it won't require effort or some effort on your part, but rather it means that it won't be so burdensome. Like what is for you, what truly lights you up, won't be a burden. It will be a thrill. It will be an adventure that, yes, might come with its challenges and might be frustrating at times. Yet the challenges will be fun to overcome because the journey in itself is fulfilling, because the goal is worth achieving. The dream is worth making a reality. It's all worth it. And it's in it being worth it for you that makes the whole thing thrilling, fun, exciting, and most importantly, fulfilling. So I do see the pace of something picking up. I do feel like pretty soon, if you haven't already, you will be experiencing major changes in your life. And I'm getting sort of like this becoming a domino effect where one change will lead to another. Like things in your life will be drastically changing for the better, and these changes will be exciting for you. It will be thrilling, fulfilling, because again, with, tumbling down a hill, I don't see you resisting these changes. It's more like you're welcoming them, you're surrendering to them, you're letting go. You're like, yep, take me where you need to take me, because I'm done being here. I'm ready to head somewhere else, be somewhere else, anywhere else but here. And you're trusting that you are being guided, carried into something better. And I'm going to leave the 10 of Wands here. I want to pull out one more card to see where it is that you will land. Where is it that they are being carried to? What will they experience after these changes? So we have the 3 of Cups. So this speaks of celebration. This speaks of joy and fulfillment. The 3 of Cups also makes me think of coming into union with like-minded individuals, reuniting or uniting with members of your soul family or people who you perceive as being part of your tribe. And with this harvest here, it makes me think of reaping your rewards. The wreaths around the wolves makes me think of the 6 of Wands, which speaks of success, celebration, recognition. So it seems like a lot of you will be coming into alignment with people who can meet eye to eye with you, people who are on their A game, who are quite talented, quite skilled, or they do have a good reputation, they have made a name for themselves, or they are on their way to making a name for themselves, reaching some kind of breakthrough, achieving some kind of milestone. So, it could be that soon you will be celebrating with friends or colleagues some achievements, like you will be achieving something great, and so will your colleagues or friends or loved ones. But it could also be that you are heading towards meeting individuals who will be very much like you. They will have your same level of ambition. If you are someone who is quite responsible and accountable, these individuals will be the same as you. And you could end up working with them or collaborating with them. I didn't mention that some of you could be like founding a startup or kickstarting something. So you could be actually kickstarting something with these individuals or forming a team with them or making them a part of your team. But it makes me think of they will have skills or talents that maybe you don't possess, but that can help you out. And you have skills or talents that maybe these individuals don't possess, but will end up helping them out. So it's like you're like the missing pieces of the puzzle. I'm thinking of musicians. We have the lyricist, the composer, the producer. Like there's so many people involved behind the creation of one single song. And so when looking at these 3 huskies, it makes me think of someone who is a talented lyricist meets an amazing producer, and both of them then meet an amazing singer. And then they are all able to create a beautiful, wonderful song. It's like they were looking for each other, their individual talents all along in order to complete or bring to life this beautiful song that they had always envisioned. That was just an example, but it is something along those lines of coming together with people who will end up helping you out or could end up helping you out, or who will become either lifelong friends or teammates, collaborators, or people who will inspire you. But I am seeing you coming into union or alignment with like-minded people, people who you are able to see eye to eye with, people who will match your vibe, match your energy. And then the card at the bottom of the deck is the Lover's card. So that makes me think of partnerships. So yeah, I do see you coming into union with kindred spirits, could be soulmates, members of your soul family. And then in the Lover's card, we literally have a bald eagle, which makes me think of freedom and independence. So that's where you're headed to, freedom. The freedom to create, freedom of expression, the freedom to work with whoever you want to work with, the the freedom to work on whatever it is that you want to work on. This could also be speaking about financial freedom, but I do now want to read the guidebook message associated with this card, because the guidebook does come with prompts that I feel could be of help for those of you who do like to introspect, self-reflect, or even journal. What just came through was trust. Trust that you are heading somewhere better. Trust that the changes are directing you towards something better. But we have Uranus with archetype Rebel and ruler of Aquarius, and the themes are sudden change, surprises, innovation, big ideas, one of a kind, electricity and genius, actions. Write down ideas, accept the ways you differ from other people, learn when to change and when to wait. And your journal prompt is, do the stories you tell yourself about change help you or hold you back? How might innovative, outside of the box thinking shift the current dynamic? If you could snap your fingers and make some things different, what would you change? And I feel like the answer to these last questions will give you insight as to what will actually be changing in your life pretty soon. And the Three of Cups, it's making me think of you uniting with people who also had trouble fitting in, also had trouble following the status quo. And if they had trouble fitting in, it was because these are people who, like you, are meant to stand out, are meant to be leaders, are meant to be creating change in an industry, in the world possibly. Uranus being associated with Aquarius, which is the stars of the zodiac, you and these individuals are either stars in the making, or you by nature have a star quality to you. You were never meant to be part of the crowd. Instead, you were all, each one of you, meant to stand out. These will be people who will get you thinking. The Lovers card is associated with the zodiac sign Gemini. Gemini is associated with the third house in astrology, which is the house of communication. And the third house is associated with the planet Mercury, which is the planet of thinking, the mind. So these people will get you thinking, because their thinking will be unlike anybody else you have ever come across with. These individuals are free thinkers. They formulate their own opinions. They don't jump into bandwagons easily. They like to question things. They bring new ideas to the table. Because, wolves, they do travel in packs, but there is this phenomenon known as the lone wolf. And it's making me think of, there were 3 lone wolves that have now come together and have formed their own pack. So that could be the case for some of you, especially if you do resonate with being a lone wolf, or you identify with that whole idea of being a lone wolf. You're finding your pack, you're finding your tribe. Yes, but now I want to pull out some pre-written messages from the tin jar. And if you'd like, as I am pulling out these pre-written messages, you can set an intention for whom it is that you want to receive a message from. It could be your spirit guides, archangels, guardian angels, ancestors, loved ones who are on the other side, or the higher self of someone who is currently physically incarnated in this lifetime. For example, you could set the intention to receive a direct message from the higher self of one of these individuals that you will be coming into union with. One of these free-spirited individuals or kindred spirits of yours. Okay. And we have, and I give up forever to touch you because I know that you feel me somehow. And this is from the song Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. So that song or this band may be of significance. It could be that your spirit guides, they do communicate with you through music. We also have Miss You. Okay. we have pay attention. So with the Lovers card and Miss You, it could be that very soon you will also be reuniting with a significant other. We have let go, which is making me think of surrendering, you know, letting go of control. But going back to this previous message, you could be reuniting with someone of the past, someone that you miss, someone that you were maybe in a relationship with, but it could be a situation in which it was the right person but wrong time, and now you're coming back together because it is the right time now and you're still right for one another. Or it could be that you are coming into union, or you are reuniting with someone that maybe you have some kind of soul contract with. It's making me think of coming into union with a counterpart or someone who you, before incarnating in this lifetime, you did agree to meet them in this lifetime, to work with them, create something with them. Or the Lovers may be quite literally indicating that if currently you are in an unfulfilling relationship, or you are yet to enter into a committed, fulfilling relationship, that these changes will lead into you coming into union with someone who you will be in a fulfilling, committed relationship with. Again, the Lovers makes me think of counterparts. But we also have the seed knows to root first before reaching for the sky. So this is making me think of that heads up I gave at some point to take some kind of caution from time to time. Instead of taking careless risks, take calculated risks. It's kind of making me think of, make sure that your feet are first standing on steady ground before you decide to take a leap. And we also have not knowing is also a knowing. If you are not sure about something, if something doesn't make sense to you, if it doesn't feel right, that could be your gut, your intuition, your instincts telling you something is off, something is not right here. If you're not sure, it's because this isn't something that really has anything to offer you, or anything good to offer you, or this isn't something that you are meant to be looking into or looking at this time. So redirect, because the Lovers can also speak about decisions and choices, and I do feel like you soon will be making major life decisions, and these major life decisions could be the very thing that will be leading to these changes we have been speaking about. Because Huskies and Wolves did show up for you guys, canines may be of significance. It could be that you were born in the year of the dog, or someone who was born in the year of the dog will soon be playing a very significant role in your life. Also, the month of October or fall season could be of significance. But these are all the messages that are coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and a huge thank you to all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements, since this is the simplest way to support me and to support this channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to Spirit and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. So thank you so much, Spirit. And I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you are watching. And until the next moment, bye bye.